Yes, people, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Yash Talks Football. Before we do get into today's video, make sure you are doing the following things: hitting that like button, subscribing, turning notifications on, and also dropping a comment in down below. And this video, especially, comments will definitely help me interact with the community because we are doing a keep, sell, or a loan today. So this is where I've got the whole squad list in front of me here. I'm going to take you through who I would keep, who I would sell, and who I would maybe give a potential loan to so they can get some game time and really show or sort of try show us why they should be a part of the squad. But yeah, let's get straight into it without wasting any time. Right, like I said, I've got the whole list in front of me here. I'm going to skip out obviously the players that are pretty obvious and that will stay here. Um, there are some academy graduates here. I'm going to skip past them as well, like Carl Hein, for example. He'll probably be sent out alone anyway, or he probably will stay to make up the squad, especially in the Champions League. But yeah, we're going to start off with the goalkeeping situation. I'll start off with Aaron Ramsdale, and I think this has been a pretty big talking point throughout the whole season because when Ramsdale was in goal for the start of the season, a lot of people were saying he should be out of the goal. Then when David Raya came in, he didn't have the best of starts, let's be honest, and then people wanted Aaron Ramsdale back in goal. But with Aaron Ramsdale, I would sell him. And look, he isn't the best goalkeeper. I think the areas such as maybe shot stopping, he has got the hand over David Raya, but then vice versa, David Raya's got the ball playing ability over Ramsdale. But we even saw in the two games that he did play this season, both obviously against Brentford because David Raya couldn't play. Ramsdale, his concentration is going to cost us massively, and we saw that at the back end of not last season, but the season before that when we were in the first title race. Yeah, this guy is not it. His concentration levels aren't all that, and then he needs to be sold. And an adequate replacement needs to come in. Now with David Raya, I'm not too sure on David Raya. If I'm completely honest, and the reason I'm saying that is because although we look better on the ball, one thing that doesn't fill me with confidence is his positioning. Prime example is definitely the goal against Porto away. His positioning on that goal was awful, and there has been a lot of times where he's maybe kicked the ball short. Should have been catching a shot where he should have been instead of parrying it, and vice versa, and he gets caught out a fair few times. And yeah, he's an all right goal. I think there are some areas to his game where he's better than Ramsdale, but at the same time, he hasn't. There hasn't been a game where we've been peppered for 90 minutes, and he's the reason we got the points. And the reason he got the Golden Glove, let's be honest, is down to Gabriel and Saliba. So, yeah, I'm still not sure on David Raya. I would keep him, but he would not be my first choice. There's a goalkeeper such as Jan Oblak available. I would go get him and make him the number one. People could say, yeah, he's old, he's washed. He's had pretty much the same highlight David Raya's had. I mean, David Raya's main highlight is probably this penalties against Porto. And just like Jan Oblak had that same sort of standout moment or moments. Yeah, I would keep David Raya, but I'm still not confident with him. I'm going to whiz through Gabriel, Saliba, White, and Timber. I would obviously keep. Cedric has gone anyway. Tommy Yasu, I would keep. And the reason I'm saying that is because when he does play, because we need to get a proper left back in or bring in the one that we do, and I'll get to that later in the video. He is a very good player, Tommy Yasu, and people can say, yeah, his injury record's horrible. What I'll say to that is, if we were to keep him in the ideal scenario, his injuries what should not be an issue because he'll only be playing a select amount of games because the defender who I really want there, but obviously we probably won't. Hopefully, he should be the main left back, and it's been really odd this left back situation because we've had Zinchenko there, Kivior there, Tomiyasu there. It's been a real mix, but look, I would keep Tomiyasu and I would also keep Yaku Kivior because at the same time, I'm not saying Kivior was the answer to our sort of centre back. Um, how would you say it? Centre back cover. But I think one centre back needs to definitely come along. No, in that pecking order, just in case Gabriel Saliba get injured. But I think Kivior is a decent enough sort of backup. And we saw when Arteta made him invert at times this season, he wasn't comfortable. And then when he didn't invert and when he just done the sort of natural up and down the flank left back role, he looks all right. There was a couple of times where he got skinned um, against I think it was a Sane or Gnabry. It was against Sane, he got cooked. Bernardo Silva, he got cooked. But apart from that, I wouldn't mind having him on the bench as that sort of cover. But someone else has to come along with him. Zinchenko, I would bin. This guy is horrible. This guy, I would honestly, I would literally drive my. If I can't drive yet, but if I would literally drive this guy to the border, and he can go fight on the front lines because this guy, he's people say it's okay going forward. Even then, he still loses the ball easily. Cost us in massive games this season and last season. Yeah, he's a complete liability, and we brought him in for the sort of mentality aspects of our game and he just cries every time he messes up. So I would bin Zinchenko immediately. Okay, so midfield, I'll get straight into it. Havertz and Rice. As much as I don't rate Havertz, we're going to obviously keep him. Declan Rice, definitely a keep. Martin Odegaard's our captain. He's going to stay. El Nenny's gone. Right, Thomas Partey will start with. I would keep him. The reason that he's a quality player, and no matter, yeah, he's getting older, he's getting less mobile, let's just say, but I would keep him, but on the one condition, someone like Bruno Guimaraes comes in, and if we are to play Thomas Partey, manage his games properly. And I was watching quite a few podcasts this week, and someone said it perfectly. I think it might have been Troops, the famous guy, famously on Arsenal Fan TV. When our fixture list comes out, check what sort of period of the season we need Thomas Partey to be fit for, and keep him fit for that time. And then make sure we have our replacement, like Bruno. Let's say it's Bruno Guimaraes, who is probably the ideal one, although it looks like he's going to Man City to play most of the season. Yeah, look, we've even seen how sort of we missed passes when he came back in the running. How Declan Rice was able to go more further forward. Odegaard had the freedom of the pitch to sort of maybe have his best sort of spell of the season there. But yeah, I would definitely keep Thomas Partey on the condition adequate backup comes in. But speaking of adequate backup, Jorginho. The only reason I mean, he signed a new contract, so he is staying. But if it was down to me, the only reason I would keep him is if Thomas Partey stays and then we bring in proper cover. This guy can't be the sort of step down from the main player. He needs to be like the third or fourth choice, really, because the midfield of Jorginho, Rice, and Odegaard, that can't run for the whole season. Plus the Champions League, plus the cups, if we even take them seriously. Yeah, that can't run the whole season. So I would, I'll most likely want to sell Jorginho, but if he's going to stay, let's be honest, we're not going to get rid of him. Someone who we should get rid of, and I think it's time to now after a couple of years, is Fabio Vieira. I don't know what this guy like. This guy, the way he gets barged off the ball easily is a bit of a shambles. Really, he's had one good game I can think of when he scored that goal against Brentford last season, or the season before that. Sorry, he had a little spell at the start of the season. I think he set up a few goals, but that's apart from that, we got nothing from him really. And you think this season he would have bulked up? He hasn't. I heard that Arteta wants him to be like that. Well, if he does, this guy's going to be no good then because the way he just gets bullied off the ball whenever he gets it. Yeah, he's got some technical ability. He's got a good pass in him. At the same time, if Odegaard was to get injured, this guy is not the adequate replacement. And we'll talk about the one who should be the adequate replacement, and I think is still. But yeah, I would sell Fabio Vieira or loan him out to a championship team where he is guaranteed to definitely bulk up because he needs it. Someone who is linked to Fulham currently, I think he's most likely going to go there. Emil Smith Rowe. I like Smith Rowe. I really do. I think he's a very talented player. He's been riddled with injuries throughout his whole Arsenal career. It's luck, really. But then you see at times this season he's come back and he looks proper chubby. Maybe that's just his genetics. Maybe that's just him not taking his football seriously. But and the games where he's come on and the games where he's started, he's looked decent, to be fair. And he's the one player coming off the bench, along with Reece Nelson, in my opinion, who has a reason to stay here, really. But you're not going to get into the team every week over the captain. He can play number 8 as well, like we've seen. So yeah, I would keep Smith Rowe, or I would loan him to maybe someone like Ipswich Town or something like that, because he's a very good player, Smith Rowe, and I want to see him. Like if we don't see him shine at Arsenal, oh well. But he's a player who can definitely, I think, make an impact on our team. Right, we'll go to the attackers now. Saka, Trossard, Martinelli, and Jesus. They're all a keep for me. Martinelli's fallen off a cliff massively this season. So is Saka, really, but he's got the goals to put up. Jesus, I think, will definitely have his best football on the right, in my opinion. Trossard, I've said it before and I said it again, he's our best player. So yeah, those four I would keep. Reece Nelson, I would keep as well, but at the same time, you're caught in two minds because he's not going to get in the team over Bukayo Saka. And look, he's a good player, but I think the system just lets him down. He's not able to sort of express himself like he would. But I think maybe a move to another Premier League team will definitely suit him. But I would personally keep him, but I can see why we're not. Eddie Nketiah, I would bin. This guy somehow has the number 14 shirt, somehow getting 100 grand a week to do absolutely nothing. So yeah, I would bin Eddie Nketiah. Then we go on to the loans. Arthur Okonkwo, I'm assuming he'll get another loan out. I think he'll just go because I think there was like 36 names that were sort of put out about people who were going. So yeah, I think he's gone anyway. Nuno Tavares, Sambi Lokonga, and Marquinhos all can go. Kieran Tierney, I would keep. The reason I'm saying that is because we've seen our left back troubles this season. That guy is our best left back, is our best defender. And you've seen the videos I've done on Kieran Tierney, especially the last one. He is our best defender, and he should definitely be staying. There is no debate about it. People saying, yeah, he inverts. Yeah, if he can't invert, so what? At least he can defend, at least he can cross a ball, at least he can overlap properly. Proper old school left back he is. Yeah, I would definitely keep Kieran Tierney. But other than that, that's the whole squad. Really, our squad's fairly big, but it's got a lot of dead wood inside of it, really. That maybe needs to go or needs to get a loan, and quality definitely has to come in. But yeah, that's it for today's video. Make sure you like, sub, and sharing the content around. This was a fun video to make actually because it was interesting, sort of getting a deep dive into our squad and seeing who really should be here next season and who really shouldn't, and where we need to replace um our players. But yeah, it's been a fun video to make. But so yeah, make sure you are doing all that I just said. Subscribe to the channel. We're 10 subs off 100 subscribers now, so let's get that going as quickly as possible. Yeah, I'll see you a lot in a bit.